Hello, I'm reading this book, Obliquity. I mean, why it is showing ulta, I don't know. But very interesting book by John Kay, and some of the insights that he is, uh, you know, documented is very, very apt. And he talks about basically why our goals are best achieved indirectly. I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm on the conclusions chapter here. Now what he's saying is basically he's talking about Robert McNamara, uh, whose data-based analysis of Vietnam War proved to be a great um, disaster, and how similar template could have been, the learnings from a similar template could have been applied in Iraq, and that also turned out to be a big mistake. Uh, I mean, the jury is still out on Iraq because really we don't know all the information George Bush has. He looked at before making those decisions, and I think history may judge George W. Bush rather, more kindly than we are currently doing. The second aspect I wanted to talk about is how decisions are evaluated, and he clearly states that a lot of times you come across a decision and then you create a backstory to justify those decisions, and that's to a large extent true. Um, and He gives the example of the blind watchmaker, which is from Richard Dawkins, and this is a fantastic, uh, you know, plug into the chaos theory or Darwinian evolution theory. Um, what I suspect from this is that to evaluate decisions, what we need to do is evaluate how many different options the manager or leader has considered before actually coming on to a decision. And decision may be a judgmental call, and it's not wrong to have a judgmental call. And I think one of the things I also recall a book by a book called A Call for Judgment, I think, by Amar Bhide. I think a very fascinating book, and that's again, it says the same thing. There has to be allowance for judgment, and judgment cannot be put into a model. The only call we can take as evaluators of decisions, uh, you know, is whether all options have been considered, because in a sense all decisions are right when they are made. It's in hindsight that you turn out and say whether it is really the case or not. Now, it in a sense, when you start answering this question about a decision, when someone has considered all the different types of options, he need not, to my uh, in my opinion, he need not justify his choice so long as his choice forms a part of the consideration set, or is part of one of the options that are available. And you should allow that kind of leeway to the leader. Otherwise, you don't get leadership, and that's, I think, the critical part of it. That's all.